you were going to live in it by yourself. You made enough to qualify on your own. And then you said you sort of like got lonely. I mean, did you really understand like real estate investing and house hacking? And like when you were buying this deal, like did it meet the 1% rule and 2% rule? Or was it sort of, hey, my mom is leaving, I could buy this place and I could get a good deal on it. It'd be good for her. Like where were you at that point in your real estate investing career? Because obviously now you own multiple properties, but I mean, did you know deal analysis at this point yet?
Yeah, so at the time I was very into bigger pockets, but I don't think I had listened to all the episodes at the time. I was just kind of very active on the forums. And I understood the whole 1% rule, but you know, in the Bay Area, if you can get a property for below market value and you can hold on to it, I think for the most part, people don't care about like the 1% rule or things like that because it's very much an appreciation play.
Yeah.
Like just as an example, you know, when I bought this property, even though I got it at a great discount, the market value for this home was probably around 750,000. So this is around, 2015. Right now, it's probably worth 1.15, maybe 1.1, right? That's a huge gap, a huge leap from where it was just 5 years ago. And I don't think you could make like that 400,000 buying another property elsewhere. Like I don't expect to make 400,000 on my rental properties out of state.
Yeah. I mean, $250,000 plus, 350,000 in 5 years isn't too shabby at all. So, I mean, you started getting lonely and then you had these extra rooms and it was really just, hey, a friend needed a place to stay and you invited them in, or did you really sort of pursue this at this point of house hacking?
Yeah. So actually what I did was when I first moved in, because I remember we were planning on making this a rental. And my mom had lived in this property for almost 30 years, and it was in very like original condition. It wasn't the best, and probably couldn't get market rents. So my dad actually helped me out with renovating the property. We spent around $30,000 to change the floors, repaint the house, upgrade the kitchen, and actually we didn't even touch the bathroom. So it was very much like a light rehab. So when I first moved in, I was like, wow, this house is amazing. It's like way better than the house I grew up in. And yeah, so I said, you know what? I want to rent this out because I don't want to live here by myself. I feel like it's a waste, and I think I could help out some of my friends. So I took a couple of photos, posted on Facebook, and then like a friend of a friend showed this to another friend of mine, and then they got in contact with me. We spoke over the phone. I gave him the video tour, and then he liked it, moved in about 2 months later, and then that was my first roommate.
Awesome. All right, so did you do tenant screening? I mean, you had mentioned you hadn't listened to all the Bigger Pockets episodes yet, or was this still like early in your investing career of like, oh, it's a friend of a friend, sounds great, handshake, and that's it? Or was there screening and a lease involved?
For this one, he was actually a friend. Well, I would say he was a good acquaintance of mine. I have already known him for about 7 years at that point, but we weren't super close. And even though I posted it on Facebook, he only heard about that post because another mutual friend of ours kind of sent it to him first. And since I knew him for a good amount of time, I didn't do any kind of credit screening. And I knew where he worked, and I knew he was a pretty good dude, so I just let him in.